Welcome to the Sacred Light Collective, where we explore our experience as a multidimensional spirit in physical form, balancing being in this world but not of it. My name is Ali, your multidimensional guide, so join me as we co-create our shared experiences, conversations with spirit, all things light language, activations and energy as we remember who we truly are. Hello, dear friends, and welcome back to another episode. You are with Ali, and I am delighted to share a little bit more about what's on my heart this week as we continue to journey with our theme of consciously creating our reality and consciously shifting our reality. And what's really been on my heart for some time now, and it feels really ready to come forward, is connecting to the power of your words. Not just your thoughts, your intentions, and where your energy goes, but in particular, the use of words. It can be a really interesting exercise to set the intention to observe your words that you're using on a daily basis. I'm often getting pulled out and called out by my guides around the use of certain words. And I used to let that contract me a little bit, and I felt like almost this sense of, I don't know what to say. But I've really learned to be curious with it and just to observe what is the word that I'm being asked to just be present with. And to also allow myself to see, is there a more empowering choice? I think initially it felt a little constricting. I felt a little hamstrung by what I could say, and I could feel that contraction within me of, well, I'm not going to say anything, for fear of saying the wrong thing or for it not being something that wanted to come through me. But what I've really learned as I've surrendered into this and allowed more information, more clarity behind this to come through, is what I'm receiving from my guides is that it is really about choosing a more empowering word or choosing empowering words. So how can we empower ourselves through even our inner conversation, our inner voice? This is not always about what we're saying externally. And as you know, I talk about all of the time like a broken record. Really what I feel my focus is to share is about developing and expanding your relationship to yourself. And so with that in mind, how is your self-talk? How is that part of your relationship with your inner world and your inner voice and your inner self? Does that mean version of you run the show? The inner critic or the perfectionist, the good girl, good boy? And just observing some of those words that you're using in your thought patterns, that inner voice that you're using with yourself or against yourself. Are they empowering? Are they encouraging? Are they supportive? Would they be words or an expression to someone in your outer world, someone that you love and care for? Would you speak to them with those words? Because that's really what came through so strongly for me on this from my guides, is that I was thinking that they were critiquing me about what I was sharing externally, but really the clear message was to focus on how I was speaking to myself or about myself, because when I actually stopped and got curious, usually the word they were correcting me on was something that I was speaking down on about myself. Because the way I was speaking to myself was not empowering. In fact, I would say it was disempowering. That itself, that action was creating the contraction, that wanting to retreat and to pull myself within. And so when I really asked that question with my guides and that really dropped in with clarity, they were sharing, would you use this language, these words with others, your family, your friends, your community, your circles? And of course, the answer was no, never. Yet here I was allowing myself to speak to myself in the complete opposite way. It was like I had a different set of rules. for myself rather than the way I was with everyone else. And so I wanted to bring this forward because, as I said, it's been on my heart for a little while now. And now that the clarity for me has really landed over the last few weeks, I wanted to share this as part of this journey because it felt so connected to the choosing of our reality, the shifting of our reality. And I think that's why I've been on such a path with it over the last month or two, because my team in Spirit have really had me just being so aware of this and getting really clear on this. And I know it's tempting to be critical of yourself, like it's tempting to beat yourself up for how you're speaking to yourself, almost like a double whammy there, isn't it? And believe me, I felt that. But what I have felt has been most empowering for me is just allowing myself to sit with it as neutrally as possible. And the best way I found was I would keep a notebook, or I have a notes on my phone. So wherever I am and whatever I'm doing, I am always just noting things down, jotting things down. So in those moments where I felt some of that self-talk coming forward, I would just write it out. I would allow it to come out on the page, allow it to be expressed a little more neutrally that way, because you're taking it out and you're putting it sort of into space, if you like, and so that I could see what those words are and I could see them, feel them with more objectivity. And it helped me identify what part of me was needing more love, what part of me was needing more work, more empowering words, more energy, more intention, awareness in the moment. What part of my inner child was calling for something. And sometimes this was me literally just writing down words, like I would just hear or feel or sense particular words and feelings and emotions. And so it's not even about making it any kind of clear sense on the page. You're not necessarily journaling this out, but it's allowing you to kind of sort through what's coming through, to bring it just a little bit outside of you so that you can see it a little bit more clearly. And then when you've got that, it's like coming back into that part of you, because it's likely that 99% of the time, this will be an inner child part of you that just needs to be seen, to be felt, or to be witnessed. And I talk about this all the time. This is a feeling experience that we are in. So we want to connect to what we are feeling. And then when you marry these two together, it allows you to open into more love, more compassion, and more grace for yourself. It allows you to have the space to choose words that are more empowering for that part of you. And sometimes it might simply be the moment of, I see you, I feel you, I hear you. And that could be the words that are needed in the moment. And feel into that now as we are speaking into this. Open your heart as you're receiving this and allow yourself to simply see yourself, to feel yourself, and just to hold yourself in this moment with some gentle compassion, gentle love, gentle grace, just as you would hold another person in your life. And I know that this can feel challenging, and it might feel challenging even just to receive what I'm sharing. But this is where the growth is, friends. So if this is feeling resonant, if this is feeling aligned, I'm offering this invitation to connect with this as a little homework over the next week or so. Bring some awareness to your thoughts and the words that you are using. Now, this for you may actually be the words that you're sharing externally. Maybe there is a way that you are using words when you're speaking to other people, So I don't want to miss that as part of this either. Feel into, discern where this lays for you, because as I said at the start, there are many moments where I'm guided to reframe because there's a more empowering way of saying something or sharing something. So that may resonate with you more than your inner talk, but again, just trust what you're feeling, trust the connection to what you're feeling a resonance to. And it may be both. And I'm feeling guided just to say, don't be in a rush to catch everything. Just pick one thing. Start with one, whether that be the way you're speaking your words and sharing your words, or is it the inner self-talk? I can feel our hearts just softening and opening to receive this right now. And so allowing yourself to receive more love, more compassion and grace for yourself by bringing this awareness, seeing yourself in this, witnessing ourselves in this really allows a little bit more expansion into the heart, expansion into our awareness and our field. And see how simple that it gets to be. You know, we're not beating ourselves up for anything. We're just simply becoming aware of the words that we are using, the way that maybe we're speaking internally or externally, and just observing. We are just observing. And even if you experiment one particular day, you just set the intention, I am going to be aware and observe the words I use internally today. And then just take down some notes about it. Notice what words felt empowering and what felt disempowering. You don't even have to make any corrective change in the moment. Just observe it to begin with. Maybe, as I said, get the notes app out on your phone, or, use a notepad. I love to use a notepad. I've got one next to me wherever I am. And just start writing down what you're feeling, what you're hearing, getting it out, and feeling into what part of you needs to be seen, what part of you needs to be witnessed and felt in this. Is there inner child calling you forward? And are there some areas to work with, to hold gently your inner child as well in this? Ask your higher self to assist you to reframe with ease, with grace. And because I love to work with the energy, to bring through some codes, to really support the anchoring of this awareness and begin the integration, the embodiment and recalibration of what we're receiving, what we're connecting to help you through this journey, I would love to invite you to take a deep breath in, to lightly close your eyes if you're able to, and if you allow yourself to come into your heart and take that breath in and out through the heart, allowing the heart to open even a little bit more now. Just soften and allow your heart to receive this expanded awareness. Allow your heart to open and receive more love, more compassion, more grace from the light of your soul, your higher self, your sovereign divinity. Allowing yourself to feel in this moment, to simply feel, to observe, calling in any parts of you that need to be seen, calling in any aspects of those inner voices that might be the inner critic, the perfectionist, or the good little child. We create space for the subconscious mind to come forward. Conscious, unconscious mind, the body, and of course your highest, most wisest self. forward any of those disempowering words, bringing them to your awareness. Maybe there is a particular phrase or a word or a way you refer to yourself or you refer to others about yourself. Maybe there's a way that you actually deflect. I feel a lot of this is also about allowing yourself to receive inwardly as well. As there's something coming through here in relation to being able to receive love, compassion, and grace from those around you, to receive even the gratitude. Are you someone that when you receive a compliment, do you deflect that away? Are you able to just simply say thank you and receive it? That feels like an important shift as well. How can you just simply say thank you and receive? How empowering does that feel to just say thank you and receive? Feel that in your heart now. As I express gratitude, love for you from my heart to yours, simply allow your heart to open to receive and say thank you. Feel that in your heart as I start to feel the tenderness in our hearts as we open and fully receive. And I just feel to move really slowly and gently here as we tap into this very tenderly, very gently, inviting all parts of you into the heart space, into the portal of your heart, into the radiant, beaming light of your soul, your higher self, your sovereign divinity. And simply receiving in this moment. You might even feel inclined to write down now as you're receiving this anything that's coming forward for you through your awareness that needs to be seen, that needs to be felt, acknowledged, or anything that wants to land in the light of your awareness. As I hold space with the energies, with your mind, your body, your soul, higher self, your sovereign divinity, to create space for you to receive and embody, to recalibrate to this new knowing, this remembering, always remembering. Feeling the heart open a little more at the back as well. I'm feeling this sense of the energy spiraling within, horizontally within the center of your heart portal, your heart space, and it's moving and opening up through the back of the heart, receive, I accept. I allow, I receive, I accept. I allow, I receive, I accept. Beginning to feel the lightness, beginning to feel the clarity arriving. I feel like there might even be more dropping in for you here. There's space for you to receive those little intuitive hits, the intuitive whispers of your inner voice that is of your higher self. It doesn't always have the space to be heard, because sometimes it's not as loud as our inner critic or our inner perfectionist, our ego voice. So just opening this space for you to receive from your inner voice, the voice of your highest, most wisest self. And I feel to offer you an invitation to ask your higher self, what is one thing that I can do right now to empower myself? Just taking a deep breath in and breathing out, staying with the breath and just simply allowing yourself to receive. There might be a knowing, there might be a word, a feeling, a color. Letting it come to you. It may even come throughout the course of the day. But setting that intention to receive how you can empower yourself today. Feeling the expansion through your chest now, the openness, the expansiveness through the body and the energetic field. Or just trusting that it is there. I'm feeling this beautiful shift of expansion. And just trust, if you haven't received any intuitive download from your higher self right now, that it will come. It will come. And it might be something that doesn't necessarily make sense, or something lands in your awareness and you don't know why. Something might even catch your eye. You might be drawn to read something, or there might be something that pops up on your YouTube or your socials feed that just really resonates with you, or something that you needed to see or to hear or to read. These messages can come through in so many different ways. So don't place any limits or expectations on how your higher self will communicate that with you. Simply allow and trust that you will receive. I'm hearing as well to add, you may want to pull an oracle card. If you're someone that loves to play with the oracle cards, you may even want to pull an oracle card. The message will come through the cards. And so just gently allowing yourself to come fully back to the present. Leaving part of your awareness in that beautiful heart space in your body, and allowing up to sit lightly behind your eyes, and taking a deep breath in as you gently open your eyes and you come back to the present with this expanded embodied awareness. This focus now of how you will choose to use your words to empower you and others. I look forward to hearing how this resonates for you and would love if you wanted to share any of the words or phrases that maybe you have now identified that were disempowering and what you have been drawn to change these to, or what the point of action was that your higher self was sharing with you and how you can empower yourself. I would really love to hear. So please feel free to share if this is on YouTube, leave a comment, or feel free to reach out via Instagram. It is such an honor to co-create with you. And as always, the light, the love, the divinity within me honors the light, the love, the divinity within you. Namaste. Until next time, much love.